Hi everyone, and welcome to the first Hangout on Air for the Online Marketing 101 course. I'm Coco. I'm an AdWords specialist here at Google, and I'm excited to have Avinash joining me today. Avinash is a digital marketing evangelist here at Google. Quite a title there. He's written several books on web analytics. He has a great blog called Occam's Razor. Has so many marketing tips, so it's a great resource. If you aren't familiar, check that out. So today we're going to be sort of recapping a bit the curriculum that you went through last week. So hopefully you sort of went through all the modules, all the courses and lessons there. But you know that we're going to be talking about online ads and how you can target the online ads to the right customers, and you only pay when they click on your ad. And I know Avinash has a lot of advice on how to sort of measure the effectiveness of that and sort of make your goals become reality. So let me explain a little bit about the format of the Hangout on Air. So I have a few questions here that we've collected throughout the week in the community. And if you have live questions as we're going along, some of our TAs are in the community right now. So post them there, and they'll send those to me. And if we have time, we'll try to address those on air. So welcome, Avinash. We're so excited to have you.
Happy to be here. Hi, everyone.
Perfect, perfect. Well, let's get started with a really, really good question from Jessica. She asked, what's the best way to track ROI when you're trying to build brand awareness and get people in your store and not necessarily to your website?
Yep. So one of the cool things about AdWords is that you have a variety of calls to action that you can embed in your ad. So, for example, if I'm searching for the new Nexus 7, it was announced yesterday, and we want a lot of brand awareness, and there are a lot of people who are searching for tablets today on Google, all kinds of tablets. And so in our ads, we will have the first line is a link that takes people to our website. And that is great, because if you would like to learn more about the tablet, there is an option there for you to directly go and visit our website and learn more. In our website, you will see links that take you to Best Buy and many other retail stores where you can walk in and pick up the tablet. The other thing that you can do, of course, is in the description, you can emphasize a particular call to action. You could say, visit your local Best Buy and buy it right now.
Yeah.
And actually, you can even customize the ads that will detect that you're in Orlando, Florida, for whatever reason that you like to be there. And we can actually even have your ads configured in a way that it will show a local store or a local thing, so guide you over there. And then one of the cool options that you have on our mobile ads, that we can detect that you're on the mobile platform and that you want to drive people to the store. So we can actually, you can use ad extensions in our mobile AdWords platform, where we can actually show you, there can be a little map that says, here are the stores where the Nexus 7 is available closest to you. So actually the map will show up and say, the closest Nexus 7 is about 2.1 miles from you. Would you like directions?
Yeah.
And that actually drives you there. Or another one option that most people use on mobile platforms is to have your phone number show up. And the phone number, of course, drives people to your call center in a particular store or your national call center. And that way, sort of, you can drive people offline. One good way to measure increase in brand awareness is to actually start measuring using your Google AdWords keyword tool, which is just I love and adore, is to trend out over time slowly how user queries are increasing in that particular area. So that's sort of a good starting point for you to drive people to your offline areas using phones, stores, mobile extensions, and your desktop ads, and also to improve the awareness of your product. It's important to understand that if you launch a brand new product, rockets that take you into space. Now the thing is, people want to know to look for rockets that would take you to space. Now they want to go to space. Everybody,
yeah,
I want to go to space right now,
yeah.
right? But I don't know to look for it. So if you're purely doing brand awareness, you have to think of your overall advertising strategy a little differently. If you can afford to, you will have radio, TV, magazines in the mix to increase brand awareness. On the digital side, you will use DoubleClick, our ad platform to serve display ads on every website in the world, or GDN, our other text ads platform, or you will use YouTube ads. So it's important to remember that on Google, one of the glorious thing about Google, the thing I love,
is that why he's an evangelist. Yeah.
No, there's a lot of intent. There's a lot of intent where people come looking for specific things. But if you have a product that nobody's even heard of or thought to look for, your brand awareness strategy should have a portfolio of options in addition to AdWords, and then you will be immensely successful.
Perfect. Yeah, I love the ad extensions bit. One other extension that's relatively new is offer extensions.
Of course, yeah.
So that actually drives people to redeem offers in your store. So that's another good one to keep in mind there.
That's exactly right.
Perfect. So another user question, Rupesh asked, some users don't think to click in the ad section, so marketers focus more on SEO and organic rankings. What can we do to make the ad section more successful?
Yeah, so I mean I get this question a lot. There are people who are very religious about SEO, and it's as if God, belief, and all those things, like vehement, passionate belief in SEO, and that is great. And then there are people whose core competency is actually all about paid search, and then they spend their entire life in paid search and ignore everything else. And I actually think that winners in our space are going to be people who embrace and losers are going to be people who embrace the or, right? So it is SEO and PPC. It's not SEO or PPC. At Google, we firmly believe in giving our users a choice and the best possible answer with organic and paid search. And study after study we have done finds that having good, strong SEO results complemented by good paid search positioning adds a multiplier effect, allows you to capture incremental clicks that you might not otherwise have captured. So it's very important to understand that. And using our wonderful solutions like AdWords experiments, etc., you can actually quantify the incrementality as well. So one big thing for all of you to understand as you're beginning your journey in AdWords is that you should figure out how to have an and strategy. You want SEO and you want PPC, okay? That's very important. On the PPC side, one of the cool things about paid search ads is that you control the destination where the person goes. So if I search for sexy underwear, right, for whatever reason, there will be a great, perfect, beautiful organic search results. But if you have pink sexy underwear for me on sale right now, with the paid search ad for sexy underwear, you can actually directly take me to the pink underwear lacy for me to wear, right? So, boom, you control my destination. So you should use AdWords and its power to understand a lot from the intent of the consumer when it comes to the keywords, and be very good in your title and description to show that you can give me a specific answer, which may or may not be on the organic side, because you can't really control that.
Right.
It's all algorithmically intelligence-driven. So that's one thing that definitely improves clicks. The other thing is we have amazing ad extensions. They just blow my mind. I saw one the other day, now it's slipping my mind. I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I think it was for a movie, and it was playing the trailer, and I could buy the tickets right in the AdWords ad.
Perfect.
I was like, man, this is so cool. So one of the things we'll cover in our course are all the amazing ad extensions we have inside AdWords. So one very simple one that you can start with is to use site links. I love site links.
They're so great.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you are bidding on non-specific product terms, and I gave an example of Nexus 7. So let's say you're searching for small tablets rather than the Nexus 7, right? Nexus specific query, small tablets, a little generic query.
Yeah.
Now in your AdWords ads, actually you can use site links to point people to Apple iPad minis, Nexus 7s, Samsung Galaxy tabs, and the site links then become a very attractive thing for the person to see and click on, because it will take them to a very specific destination they're interested in. So it's just one example, and I don't know if you have some of your favorites, but ad extensions allow you to very creatively use the space that you get from Google. PLAs are another one of my favorites now. That capture the attention of the person, drive them to a more specific place, and in the end get you more clicks, but more than that, get you higher conversion ultimately.
Yeah, site links are probably my favorite because no matter sort of how large your site is, how many different pages you have, there's something that you can promote, and site links make sure add a little bit bigger on the page. So it's definitely something, it's a free addendum to the ad, so there's no reason not to use site links.
Yes, and of course, in the course, you're absolutely going to learn how the value of ad creative.
Yeah.
Like everyone can sort of relate to having a beautiful copy in the ad, right? Don't just say, you know, Nexus 7's in stock or sexy underwear in stock. I mean, be sexy with your words, right? It's a gorgeous, beautiful underwear that will make your wife happy. Boom! Now that, I'm going to click on that, right? Instead of saying, you know, product number 625 in stock, it's fine. But there are people at the other end, and the more you can connect with them through the things we have and you add creative, the click-through rates just go through the roof.
Yeah, we know what you've been searching for. But yeah, in the course we'll focus mainly on the PPC side of things, but if the SEO side of things also interests you, and it should, because it should be part of the and strategy, one of the resources I believe in the course was our Google Search Engine Optimization Guide, which is a great PDF that we have. You can also just do a Google search for it, and you can find it there. It sort of walks you through sort of what the algorithm looks for in calling your site. So definitely check that out and incorporating that into your and strategy. Yeah, perfect. So let's bounce back to ads for just a second. So Gordon asked, for certain keyword phrases, Google ads only appear on the right-hand side and not the top. As an advertiser, how can I influence this?
So if you, I'm assuming that you're appearing on the right and you want to go to the top, not that you appear on top and you want to go to the right.
I think so, yeah.
It's not a good strategy. At Google, we firmly believe in only showing the ads from the advertisers that are going to be the most relevant to the user and the user query. So remember both of the things. Sometimes the query is the right one, but I might not see the ad. But Coco might see the ad, right? Because it's not, we believe the ad is not right for Coco. It's right for me, right? Yeah. So things like that. All of the positioning of the ads is based on quality scoring, and maybe you'll learn a little bit more in the course about it. But a small answer, a quick answer is that the algorithms determine which ad shows up in which position, and the way that you can influence it is using your bid strategy, using the way that you create ad groups, etc., your ad creative, your landing page, your website speed. So these are some factors that go into computing automatically which ad should show up on the right or the top, and which ad should be ranked 1, 2, or 3. And by the way, if I'm paying $100 bidding for a particular keyword and Coco is bidding $6, actually 60 cents, actually her ad might be ranked higher than mine because of those other factors. Her ad is more relevant, her landing pages are better, they load faster, the way that she's created the copy, etc., is really wonderful. So it's not all about the price, but a mix of factors that go into the algorithm, and it determines relevancy for the user and the user query.
Yeah, so just create sexy ads.
Yeah, relevant, yes. Relevant ads, very fast landing pages, great ad copy.
Perfect, perfect. Sounds really good. So the next question comes from Amon, and he asks, do you consider PPC an inbound marketing strategy or an outbound one?
So the reality is that I think most people haven't defined very clearly what inbound marketing is, but inbound marketing, the way that I think about it is any activity you do to attract people to come to your website. So for me, online PR is an inbound activity. Actually, plastering billboards on Highway 101 that I drove this morning with the URL of my company is an inbound strategy, because I'm going to read it and then I'm going to go to the website. So in that sense, thinking about that definition online and off, anything you do to attract people is an inbound strategy. So in that sense, paid search is very clearly an inbound strategy, as is SEO, as is display, as is YouTube, as is Facebook, as is ads on Microsoft.com or AOL, etc. All of these are inbound marketing strategies. And the way that I recommend sort of in my books or blog is you should have a very good cluster of owned, earned, and paid inbound strategies. So some that you own, some that you pay for, some where you earn the links to come. So just think about it that way. Paid search clearly will be in the paid category of owned, earned, and paid. But do all of them, and that's how sort of you maximize the value of the hard work you're doing.
Perfect. So I'm sure all three of those buckets will play into this next question, but Modup asks, I own a bookstore in Nigeria. What's the best way to drive sales on my site?
Yes. So you could do a lot of things, right? I mean, an enormous number of things that you could do. And you know what? One of the things that doesn't get as much play that I love doing is establishing a relationship that is more frequent with the customers you already have. And so as an example, I'm a very big fan of email marketing. Not the spammy kind where I'm harassing you like a boyfriend you can't get rid of, right? but very polite, nice, once a month, a little list of, hey, recommended, best sellers, some advice, best books for 5 to 7-year-olds, so that goes to my children, right? Oh, yeah, there you go. So email marketing is a great way. I don't want this to be just about Google, right? So I love that. It's a great way to increase what you get from your existing customers. In the context of the course that you're taking, I want you to think of a 2-tiered strategy. And so the first strategy is a lot of people in your area are searching for specific books, book titles, the Harry Potter books, or the Cuckoo's Nest. Same author, turns out. Right? And so one good way to do it is to ensure that when people search for specific books that you do sell, that you consider having paid search ads for those people, because the intent is very clear. They're typing the name of the book, and you can just capture the attention of their people, bring them to your website, and sell the book either on your website or drive them to your store, either one you want to do. Another way, and then first master that, because you actually have the book to sell, and you actually, it is a specific query, so do that. Then over time, as you take this course and become super brilliant, smart, awesome, expand slowly over generic categories. And so I might search for self-help books because I'm super depressed. I don't seem to, but maybe I am, right? And so you can say, you know what? We have a very large self-help section in our bookstore. And so we're going to buy AdWords ads for self-help books and use site links to promote self-help books for feminist movements and depression and motivation and climbing the ladder in your job, etc., etc. So first start with a specific thing, then go into the generic areas, and that's sort of a very nice way to monetize AdWords. One of the cool things about Google, and indeed Bing and Baidu and any other search engine you use, is they bring very strong intent. I'm actually looking for something right now. Exactly. And a good search strategy ensures that you are able to capture people with that strong intent and deliver a great experience on your website or drive them to your store.
Yeah, perfect. So our last question, so a lot of our users are small businesses. Maybe they just started their small business. You probably noticed users in the community, people are kind of getting their feet wet with just the online world in general, and so they maybe haven't dove into online ads as deeply yet.
Sure.
So as a small business owner, let's just say I don't have a whole lot of time to dedicate to this. What would you say is the most important thing to keep in mind when you're starting out just in the online space, but specifically with online advertising?
Yes. So for me, there is this spectrum of intent that I go and use that as a guide for my own small business. So as an example, I have a small startup here in Santa Cruz, California, and we are very poor. Right? Sad but true. We will not be, but we are for now. Or, and so my strategy online is to say, where can I find the strongest intent signals and start working there? So rather than buying a lot of display ads and which Google sells, my initial goal was like, oh my God, let me actually monetize everybody who is looking for web analytics certification, because we do certification education courses, blah, blah. And so start with the intent spectrum. Wherever you think there are a group of people you can find that are very relevant to you. So let's say you sell pizza as a small business. Okay, let me capture all the pizza queries on Google. Or another great strategy is, oh, there is a forum in South Africa for pizza fanatics. Like, they're fanatic crazy people. And I said, oh, great. Like, I'm a small business, and here's a group of people who are fanatical about pizza. And I'm going to participate in the forum as a person. Or if the forum allows advertising opportunities, I said to GDM, let me buy those, because I know the intent is very clear. He's a fanatic. They're very fat. But I'm going to go after them, right? So use intent as a guide. And then the other thing to understand, like, I firmly believe, like, God created the internet so we could fail very quickly, right? It takes a long time to figure out that you failed with your TV ads or magazine ads or billboard ads. And by the way, all those are great channels. It takes a long time to figure out you failed. On the web, you can fail spectacularly, very fast, very quickly. You can try a new idea. So maybe you learn something in our course. You can actually very quickly run some ads with very small amount of money and actually see if it works or not. And so in that sense, the other thing I want you to think about as a small business is to use even simple measurement strategies in order to understand what's working and what's not. It's very important. So I'll give you just two very quick small examples. When you buy advertising anywhere, let's say you buy advertising through Google Paid Ads, one of the things you could do is implement Google Analytics on your website. It's a completely free tool, 100% free, doesn't cost anything. And you don't have to, by the way, buy a single Google ad to use it. It's completely free. And it's one line of code, you put it on your site, boom, you're gone, right? You're happy birthday. So when you buy paid search ads as a small business owner, you start experimenting with them. What you could use is look at a metric called bounce rate for your landing pages. And what bounce rate measures is the number of people who come to your website and puke on it and leave right away. Right? So basically, people just see one page and just exit right away. You don't want that. Like, hey, what's wrong here? Is my landing page the worst thing ever created on planet Earth? Right? It's like, oh, people came to look for a pizza, I'm selling underwear. Like, something is wrong in my algorithm somewhere, right? So my landing page was not right for my ad. Or oh my God, I made a mistake in the way I created the ad on the display channel or paid search, right? So you go fix it. So that's one tip for you as a small business. Constantly look at that and figure out how to improve things. Second one is focus on some conversion, right? Focus on some conversion. It's easy to track in Google Analytics. So if you're a small business owner that's collecting leads that you will fulfill later on the phone, well, in Google Analytics, it's very easy to create a goal for every lead submitted. They can say, where am I advertising? And how many of those, which of those channels are actually, or keyword ads are getting me this lead? And then you focus on that. Or, of course, conversion to buy a product, or phone calls made to your site, or people who sign up for email newsletter, make donations to your nonprofit. These are our goals. You're going to go into this next week. But as a small business with little money, use intent. Where can I find very strong intent from a customer? Start advertising there. And then use bounce rates and goal conversions as a way to optimize both the top of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel. That's a great way to make your $500, your $10,000, or your $10 million go very, very far.
And within AdWords, you'll find there's so much data there to analyze and to fail quickly, as Avinash was saying. But Avinash also mentioned Google Analytics, which is another product that we have. It's free. And it's a web tracking product where you can put that snippet of code on your site and you can track things like bounce rate. So that's also really valuable. Well, thank you so much, Avinash, for joining us today. I feel like I learned so much and I had a great time. It was so fun. It's morning here on the West Coast, so that was an interesting start to my morning. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Next week in the course, you're going to be able to define your goals for advertising. So Avinash just talking about figuring out intent. We'll have some exercises for you to sort of outline that and sort of figure out before you jump into advertising what you're trying to accomplish and the most effective way to try to do that. As you're going through the course, please use the community. You know, we have TAs from Google that are there to answer any questions you might have, and also you can learn from other users that are on the community too. So definitely use that resource, and Avinash and I will be back next week for another Hangout on Air to cover new material. So definitely if you have questions, the TAs will be letting you know when we're going to sort of start getting those submissions. So stay tuned for that. Thanks again, and thanks all for watching.